early spring, the ground may even still be partially frozen. Small but bright torches begin to illuminate the forest landscape. Before even the majority of ephemerals have emerged, and well before the deciduous trees have leafed out, this wetland shrub provides some of the earliest floral interest in the region. Lindera benzoin, the northern spicebush, is a large understory shrub with a penchant for rich soil and wet feet. An indicator of generally clean and nutrient-rich habitats, it's frequently seen alongside streams and vernal pools in the woodlands of the northeast. Native from coastal and southwestern New England down the spine of Appalachia, it occupies higher and higher altitudes as one heads south. It can also be found to the west of Appalachia, around the southern portions of the Great Lakes, and sporadically to the south as far west as the Ozark Mountains and portions of southeastern Texas. Notably, it is almost completely absent from the Gulf Coast. Lindera benzoin is a member of the family Lauraceae, a basal lineage of angiosperms. These early flowering plants, also known as magnoliids, were among the first few plants to sport flowers, with some estimating the lineage may go back as far as the late Cretaceous period, meaning this lineage is one of the few true flowering plant lineages tracing its ancestry all the way back to the age of the dinosaurs. Its relatives are predominantly tropical, but New England does host one other member of the family, the noble sassafras tree, Sassafras albidium. In the tropics and Mediterranean regions of the world, many relatives of the family can be found. Cinnamonium vernum and Cinnamonium cassia, both sold as cinnamon, Camphora officinarum, camphor, Laurus nobilis, the bay leaf, and Persea americana, avocado. Several other species of Lindera can be found scattered around the southeastern US, with a large diversity in eastern Asia as well. As stated earlier in the video, Lindera benzoin is a shrub, often sending multiple arching canes out from its base and rarely ascending to the height of a proper tree. Perfectly content in the mid-story, it's commonly overtopped by white oaks such as Quercus alba and Quercus bicolor, as well as hemlock, Tsuga canadensis, and even white pine, Pinus strobus. At its feet, it's not uncommon to find various frequent inhabitants of wet woodlands. Skunk cabbage, Symplocarpus foetidus, and numerous ferns such as Onoclea sensibilis and Osmundastrum cinnamonium form a dense thicket of broad leaves as spring turns into summer in these habitats. While Lindera benzoin prefers soils over limestone, those that are generally alkaline or basic, it does tolerate other soil types as long as the soil is rich and damp. Morphologically, Lindera benzoin has some unmistakable characteristics. Its long, cane-like branches are heavily dotted with lenticels, which, combined with its unique form and typical habitat, make it easy to spot, even in the dead of winter. Its flowers, though simple looking at first, reveal two fascinating features. The first is this species' dioece. Dioece is the term describing a plant that produces individuals that are male or female only. While the majority of flowers are bisexual or hermaphroditic, individual Lindera benzoin produce only pistillate or staminate flowers, meaning a healthy population of males and females is necessary for survival. These plants are referred to as being dioecious. The female flowers are relatively simple, producing a single ovary, stigma, and style. The male flowers produce 9 stamens with unique valvate anthers, a key characteristic of the family Lauraceae. These anthers open using a small flap, with the pollen pushing up and out from within. This is in contrast to the majority of anthers, which open longitudinally, splitting like a hot dog bun and freely dispensing pollen. The fruits are drupes, small and fleshy with a single hard seed in the center, not too distinct from a tiny avocado, which is also a drupe. The leaves are simple, alternate, and entire, ranging in shape from elliptic to ovate, generally oval-shaped but with a pointed, tapering tip. All parts of the plant, but especially the bark and flowers, are remarkably pleasant smelling. One clue as to how it got its common name. Lindera benzoin is an important species for wildlife. It is the host species for the beautiful and aptly named Spicebush swallowtail, Papilio troleus, and it can support several other species of butterfly. The plant is foraged by deer and rabbits, and the fruit are prized by numerous species of bird. For humans, the plant is used in a few capacities. Early settlers seeking to develop land into agriculture would use the plant as an indicator of good soil, typically high in nutrients and moist for at least the majority of the year. Several parts of the plant can be steeped into a tea, and while the fruits have limited use as a staple food, when dried, they can be ground into a spice with a similar flavor to allspice. For Native Americans of several tribes, this plant was used as a medicine as well as a tea and spice as previously mentioned. I recommend against using wild plants as food unless you are or are under the guidance of an experienced forager. And though certain compounds in the family Laraceae are known to have medical significance, I nearly universally recommend against attempting using wild plants in this capacity, as plants grown in the wild can produce wildly varying concentrations of what may be very potent chemical compounds. I apologize for the long delay in returning to this format. Some of the most popular videos on this channel are plant spotlight videos, and I intend to continue with the format going forward. Several things are currently in motion, and I hope to do more curated deep dives as seen in this video in the near future. I also hope to do much more on the cultivation of native plants, more geology and potentially animal and insect content, and of course, plenty more NEcology videos. Thank you, and I hope you share what you've learned here with others. Have a great day.